Arsenal are getting relegated. They won't stay in the Premier League. Ismaila Sarr is too good for the Prem. Spurs will win a trophy and they will bring one home this time. And that's why those three teams are going down. And who I think is going to win the league is... What's up YouTube, Kern here, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to do my Premier League predictions for next season, the 21-22 season. Some surprising positions here, and I reckon this one will be different to other people's who just go the same as usual, putting the players basically how it went last season. I've changed it around and I reckon this is going to be pretty accurate, and if I do not get at least 5 right I will do the top forfeit in the comments, so let me know what you want me to do. Anyway, we're going to get straight into this, let's go. In 20th, I've put Burnley. Yes, I've seen a lot of people predicting Burnley to get relegated, but in my opinion, they just haven't changed that much over the last few years. And at the moment, I've seen that Man U are trying to take Tarkowski, I think it's pronounced, from them, and that will be a big loss for them in defence, as he is actually a good scorer for them as well as a defender. But they have too many tall players, no one really with pace in their squad. And yeah, I just don't see them putting up for much longer in the Prem. They've had their time, and it's time for them to go. Next up, we have Brentford. This one is a bit of a surprise for some people because they're expecting them to do well with players like Ivan Toney. And I've watched the Championship season this season, and trust me, Brentford were about 13 points clear at top of the league about halfway into the season, and they dropped it. They couldn't even get into a good position. They only just managed to stay in the playoffs on the last few weeks. It went dead wrong for them. They could start off well, but I don't see them holding up, and that's why I have put them in 19th. Next up, I have Brighton. What could go anyway, because they always manage to somehow stay up. They finish about 17th to 15th every season. This team just don't have much in them. They don't have a great defence. They don't have a great attack. The only player really noticeable from them is Dunk and Trossard, I guess. But them two are, well, Dunk especially is quite old. And I really don't see them going far this season. They've managed to hang on a couple years, just like Burnley, but I think their time has come. They need to accept defeat, and they're not going to perform well in the Prem. They haven't got top 10 like in too long. They have to go. Coming in 17th, just escaping relegation, I have Crystal Palace. Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. They've lost their best manager in history, and they can't find a great replacement. I've heard Nuno, I've heard many things coming out, and if they can find a great manager, they will do alright. But I don't see them finishing any higher than 14th, to be honest. Especially with Zaha just doing everything for their team. They have Eze, he's alright, but I wouldn't rely on him, he's really young. So we have to wait and see. Next up in 16th, I have Norwich, and yeah, they've just sold Buendia literally as I'm recording this video to Aston Villa, so it's not really surprising for me. And yeah, they came up, they're relegation fodder, but I reckon they'll stay up this season if they do it right this time. Well, I reckon they can. They've had the season experience. They've won the Championship again after going down. They've stuck with their manager, and they have a lot of trust, and I reckon they can do it. Next up, I have Southampton in 15th. Yeah, it's another one of those clubs who could perform well or go utterly bad. We have to see what they bring out next season. Danny Ings is getting older, and their club is slowing down. They got Shea Adams, but I haven't seen him being used much from them since that Craig Dawson incident. And yeah, we have to see where they finish because they're a 50-50 team. I have put in 14th for club who has also now lost one of their best managers in history, and in fact he might even be going to Crystal Palace. Yes, that's right, it is Wolverhampton Wanderers, aka Portugal. Look, they have Jimenez, but when's he going to return? I'm not sure. If you know, let me know in the comments. But their club is a bit of a shambles. They throw out a lot of attack. Their defence, they seem to sell a player who's like quite quality for them every season. So another team could be 50-50. I could even see these guys getting relegated in the next few years, but we have to wait and see. In 14th, it is my club, Watford FC, and I reckon we can perform to our best this season if we really put it into it. We've got João Pedro, Ismaila Sarr. We have these players building up confidence throughout the Championship season. I'm not here to rant about how I think we can win the league. I'm not going to say Ismaila Sarr's the best player in the Premier League. Ismaila Sarr's too good for the Premier League, because you know that's not true. And some people saying that he's worse than Buendia. I disagree with you there. But yeah, 14th, no, 13th for Watford. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say my club's going to get relegated. We could go horribly wrong. We'll have to see, because our manager doesn't have great qualifications. But let's find out who's next. 12th place, I know who's going to be happy with this. My friend Nitro. And it is Newcastle, finishing above Watford. And I'm sure he'd be proud for me to say that, because it's hard for me to bite. But Newcastle do have a good squad when they use it to its potential. And now Joe Linton slightly found his form. I reckon next season they can make themselves work well. St. Maximin just needs to put in that extra effort. They've got John Joe Shelby, in my opinion, he's class. Fabian Schär, he had a good season 2 seasons ago. Maybe he can bring something back like that. And there's many ways this could go, and I'm hoping they will find their form, because I don't mind them as a club. Look, next up I've got Leeds. This one's going to be very surprising for people, and my reason for that is it could go any way, because let's be honest, we saw Sheffield United play really well, and they played a really good defence. However, here Leeds are playing a good attack, and at the moment, if you look at football, Premier League football especially, it's mostly relied on attack at the moment, seeing how many goals are scored per game. Those first few weeks of games, everyone would know, were crucial, like loads and loads of goals going in, and Leeds have pulled it off. They even beat Man City this season, so anything could go for them. In 10th, I have Everton. Okay, Everton, they're a good club, but their manager Ancelotti's gone, and I don't know. They got Richarlison. They have good players. They do have good players. It's just, will they use them? Probably not. James Rodriguez started the season so well. What are they gonna do? Just bring in a bunch of players for money and then not use them? They use them first half of the season, then they're flop for the second half. We have to wait and see what they do with them. Next up at 9th, I have Aston Villa. Yeah, I hate to say this, they're my least favourite club in England, except for, of course, Luton. Uh, they have a decent team. They signed Buendia. I'm not saying he's amazing, but he's extra pace on the wings. I'm not a fan of him myself. I don't like Jack Grealish at all. I think he's a fraud. I know he's like England squad, so I should like him, but England aren't even my main nationality, so I'm not going to be 100% on him. And there's players you don't like Arsenal fans are not going to be exactly fond of Kane in the England team, are they? So, but you have to respect that they do have the team to stay up. Tyrone Mings, Watkins, Grealish, they have the team to stay up. Especially with Grealish's simulation dives, we have to wait and see how that goes. Next up in 8th, even, sorry, we have West Ham. Yeah, I believe in this club. I didn't like West Ham, but I've gone to liking them slightly. But it's just because Craig Dawson's a goat. Nah, I'm joking. But West Ham are a good club. They found their form last year, especially after a near relegation season. They came back up so strong. They gave the manager time, was exactly what they should have done, and that's what Watford don't do. But we've managed to keep our season together with only 2 managers this season. I'd like to inform you, 2. But nah, back to the topic. West Ham are class. They have Antonio, Bowen, Soucek, all these class players. If they use them right, they will do well. Next up in 7th, we have Arsenal. Yep, that's right, Arsenal. And now I know my friends won't be happy with this because this means conference, but it's really, really how Arsenal want to perform. I mean, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, Arsenal are going to get relegated. They won't stay in the Premier League. They're not a Prem club anymore. They're still counted as Big Six, especially with their history. And if they can find that history back, in my opinion, they need to get rid of Aubameyang. Keep Lacazette, I'd say, but start rebuilding that team fast and start getting in old players. I'd say bring some players like Guendouzi, Saliba, and they can make a sick team together of young players with strong talents. In 6th place, we get to the Big Six now. I've got Leicester, and look, these guys like to bottle up a bit. They done it last season. All they needed was one win, and they just kept not doing it. And it's such a good club, just no potential, especially with Vardy now getting old. They have Barnes, he's amazing. They need to do, if they want to do it, get Champions League football, it's got to be this season, because their players are starting to get old. Of course, they're going to lose Wes Morgan, or they might have, I haven't really checked their news. And there's going to be a few people going out from their club, so they need to do it soon if they're going to do anything soon before they drop to a middle table club. Fifth place, I got Spurs, yeah, self-explanatory. Kane looks like he's going to stay at this rate. They have the players for Champions League. Will they do it? Most likely not. I reckon the Conference League especially is going to exhaust them a lot, and they will get a good run, then lose it again. We have to wait and see with Spurs. Can Huminson switch on? Can anyone switch on in that club? Højbjerg, they have so many class players. Of course, my favourite keeper, Lloris, he just needs to show himself and show what he's really made of. Fourth place, I've got Liverpool. Yes, people are going to be sad about this. Probably going to fall out with a few friends over this as well. But look, Liverpool just scraped fourth this season. I don't see them doing anything different except for maybe getting a bit more comfortable with the fourth, doing it 2 games before end of the season. But Spurs will put up a good fight with them, but I think they'll drop points towards the end of the season, and they'll be down bad, I guess. So we have to wait and see if Liverpool, of course, their players are all front three again, old Salah, Firmino, and Mane, but that's not what we're talking about. They can still keep their talent. They've proved everyone wrong, and they're still a class front three when they work together perfectly. Mane can find his form, Salah can dive, and Firmino can be Firmino. So we move on to third now, Manchester United. Okay, Man U, are they really that good? Yes. Is their manager that great? No. If they want to go, they have to sack up for a title race. They need to sack their manager. Yes, I know you guys think Ole's amazing, but he does like to bottle quite a lot for you. And personally, I would not trust him at all, especially while you're in this good period of time. Second place last season, you know you can do better with a manager, and you want to win a league. So let's make it happen with Man U, and let's get a new manager in, and we can do it. I don't know why I'm speaking like I'm a fan of you. In second place, I've got Chelsea. I know you guys want to win the league so bad, but I just don't see it happening. And as much as I want it to, it won't. And I hate to say it, but Manchester City just have too many good players. Werner can fight. If Werner can pull out a masterclass, you will do well. And of course, you know you have the players. You have the players. You have the manager, especially. You've just won a Champions League. And you know who won a Champions League and won the season after? Near enough, nearly invincible, Liverpool. So I reckon you guys can pull it off, and if you do, it'd be amazing. That leaves Man City in first. I don't need to talk about these. They just got loads of oil.